Welcome to the Dr. B channel, and today part 1 of our series, mini-series, talking about canned food. Now we know canned food in a can that you can get from pretty much any supermarket, is widely available, it's cheap, it's convenient, doesn't take you very long to warm it up, and it's easy to do. Like any idiot can open a can and pour it into a bowl and fuck that shit in the microwave. But is it any good for you? No, not really. We know it's empty calories, and we know that it's not really full of nutrients and vitamins. But today we're talking about, should you buy canned food? And what is the focus for us is taste, texture and smell. So, part 1, canned food. So, let's dive into some of these canned foods, and first one we're going to try out of the 3 we've got here for today is ravioli. Beef ravioli. Pasta in a can. Does that sound delicious to you? Note in the comments, tell me what you think, whether you want to eat pasta in a can. I'm certainly looking forward to it. Beef ravioli in tomato and beef sauce with 100% beef. What an ironic thing to say when in the ingredients beef makes up 8% of the can. So here you go. Have a little look at that. Does that look appetizing to you? Ugh, I'm sure it'll be great. I'll go and heat it up. Okay, so we've heated it up. Delicious beef ravioli with 100% 8% beef. And here it is. It's only slightly burning my fingers. Can you see that? Oh, well, there it went. Yummy. Definitely doesn't slop like hot shit. Here we go. It smells fine. There's not a lot of smell to it. It's fine. It's good. I'm just going to dive in. Please leave a comment if you think this is bad or good. Comment here in the comments bit, or subscribe. That's fine as well. Okay. If I had to give you a taste for it, I would say it's nothing. Let me try again. Let's try again, YouTube. I apologise. I'm really trying for flavour. I would say 8% beef is probably generous. If I broke one of these open, I can't see any beef. Skewer it. Oh, it won't be skewered. Oh, look, that's all. That's good. Is that appealing? Do you want some of that? So it says beef. Beef could be anything. As long as it's made from cow, it's beef. That could be melted down hoof. That could be 100% cow vagina in the 8% of this that's beef. I mean, whatever. That's great. Good. Let's get some of that. Okay, fine. Whatever. You're just watching a man eating a bad meal. Texture wise. So if you ever cooked pasta yourself, because this is a pasta meal, so cook some pasta yourself, cook it past the point of it being delicious until it's a bit too mushy. Like if you threw it against a wall and it stuck there, and then you licked it off the wall and it tasted a little bit like wall and a little bit like pasta, you'd be roughly where I am just now. There's not a great deal of flavour. The sauce is tomato-y, but not in the sense of an actual tomato, in the sense that if you took some ketchup and diluted it with water, you might get this. I mean, it's not bad. It's not terrible. If you had to eat it because you've only got 5 minutes until you have to get on a train, or Dolph Lundgren's going to come and hold a gun to your head if you don't eat something in 5 minutes, you could have this. I wouldn't necessarily want you to. I'm still eating it somehow. Okay, let me really try and describe the sauce. So take some ketchup, dilute it, put some salt in, evaporate a little bit, get like a Bunsen burner, put your Bunsen burner there and put it all in there and just froth it all up, and some ketchup, maybe a bit of black pepper, but just as you're about to grind the black pepper you realise it's blocked and you just throw it over your shoulder. And maybe just like a little bit of soil from the garden and sprinkle that in there. Soil and ketchup. that's what you're going to get. It's not good. It's not bad. I mean, look, it moves around. I'm done eating it, but it would probably fill you up as a meal. If you don't mind eating something that has very little flavour, that would probably do as a meal if you had to eat it. So, canned food test number 1: beef ravioli won't make you vomit straight away. So if we have to take a standard rating process, let's say this not so delicious beef ravioli was slightly better than licking a tramp's shit off the floor outside your local Wetherspoons on a Saturday night. Slightly better than that. Let's see if the next one can beat that. Moving on to chicken curry. Chicken curry in a can. I can't wait. Chicken curry in a can. Ladies, gentlemen, and everything in between. Let me go and heat this up and I'll get back to you. So we've just warmed up the chicken curry. The bowl is still burning my fingers. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, can you see that? It's sliding around. It's like, oh, it's burning the shit out of my fingers. Ah, this is fine. Okay, so I'm going to have a smell. So if you've ever been a student or a non-student and you get pissed in your local pub, possibly that's a Wetherspoons, it certainly was for me. It was definitely ye oldie farmer's hat 600 years ago, doesn't matter. It was barley ale, it was bad. I mean, you drink it to get pissed, but it wasn't great. Anyway, so afterwards there'll be a gentleman of a foreign persuasion that will try and convince you that what you need is some exotic food to fill your belly with all that booze. And it might smell a bit like this, but the texture of it was much like you might have seen come out of the back of the animals in your small holding. I'm going to eat that. You made me eat this. Fine, good. Anyway, this is delicious chicken curry. Now, we had a mission when we went out to get these foods, these meals for you. None of them cost very much money. These are very, very cheap. And vegetables make up 33% of it. Cooked chicken breast in a chicken curry, 14%. So just you consider that in your brain. You think about that while I delve into it and enjoy the delicious treats that are chicken curry in a can. Okay, so objectively, the chicken is very, very dry. It's overcooked. I mean, I don't know what curry you would ever have that's got lumps of carrot and what I hope are potato in them. Maybe like a farmer's curry. Maybe if a farmer made a curry, or maybe if a farmer made a stew and then accidentally dropped some supermarket spices into it, that's what you'd get. Here we go, some more delicious curry. It's quite sweet, the sauce. There's not a lot of spice. If you know what a curry tastes like, I wouldn't buy a ready meal curry or a curry from a can. Let's be specific about this. This is whole meals that come in a can. It's bad. I'll be brutally honest, it is bad. Chicken is dry, vegetables are slop, sauce is just orange sauce with no oranges in it. Like, honestly, would you eat that? I am. I'm not allowed to eat today apart from this. So smell wise, there's very little smell to be had. If you walked past a curry house, you wouldn't smell this because there's no smell to be had. There's not a lot of scent, so that's the theme in common so far from these two. They don't smell like very much, the texture's crap, and the taste is almost non-existent. So if you just want something cheap to fill your belly that you're not going to have to experience in any way, you can just knock it back almost like some kind of milkshake or protein shake, or if you just want to knock back a shot of diarrhea, you got this. Oh Christ. Okay, one more. Soft vegetables, dry chicken, chicken, and a sauce that's probably 80% corn flour. I've walked down the high street of my local town on a Sunday morning, and I've seen exactly that on the pavement or close to a bin. That's fine. I'm not being a food snob. I mean, I like a McDonald's or a Burger King or a Wendy's and as much as the next skull, but you've definitely seen that on the pavement. I don't know if you can hear that. That's the sound of an appetite being lost. So far, meals from a can, I can't recommend them to you. And based on this, I wouldn't start. This is not a good starting point. I'm done with that. Nope, I'm done. So last one to try for this episode of this mini-series. I think it tried to get out. Oh God, there's a gremlin in there! Fine, okay. So, last on my list to try today is a Frey Bento's Meaty Puds Just Steak. You can microwave it in 90 seconds. Can you see how my hands, my fingers and my thumb are not that far apart? There's no words. Do you want your dinner to be that far between your finger and your thumb? Meaty Puds Just Steak. Wait a minute, just a second. Just steak. So inside this tin that fits between my finger and my thumb, in less than the space of 2 inches or several centimeters, just steak. Even the picture that they've included in the packaging doesn't look appetizing. It's like a cross section of a penis. No, it's like a cross section of a scrotum. Christ. And a meaty pudding. Meaty pudding. Meaty pudding. See how those two words are different? Meaty pudding. I'm gonna eat that. That's gonna happen to me. Can you imagine what the bowl of my lavatory is gonna look like tomorrow after I eat that? Goodness me. Okay. Well, I look forward to it. I'm gonna go heat that up, and I'll see you in just a second. So I'm just back from microwaving this. It's vile smelling. Oh my God. It's very hot. It's very hot. Ow, ow, ow. Can you see it? Can you see it? There. Oh, it's like dog food. Except I wouldn't feed it to my dog. So this is the just steak. Just steak meaty pud. The smell of that. So, let me take you back. The year is 1642. University's a fairly new thing, and I think, oh, I'm going to expand my mind. I'll go there for a few years. I've got a friend, let's call him Jim. And Jim's personal hygiene is about right for 1642, as in there isn't any. And he was into ye olde horse porn, and he would say, come ye into my chambers, Dr. B. I was a doctor by then, I can't remember, I'm fairly sure. Come ye into my chambers, and observeth the horseth porn. Look how yon maiden is doneth by yon horse. And the images I saw that day made me feel sick to my stomach, and not just because of the images I saw, but because Jim also had lying around his chambers the remnants of food from 1642. Let me remind you, not a great time for food. I wouldn't go back there and have that if you were a gourmet time traveller. 1642 is not the year for you. Anyway, I digress, I apologise, but that's exactly what this smells like. This smells like 1642. Oh, Christ. Anyway. Here we go. It just made a sound like wet trousers ripping. Oh God. I really don't want to put this into what's left of my mouth. The gravy's congealed. What may or may not be pastry is just wet. But I'm doing this for you. This is for you, YouTube. No. Oh. Okay, so you're walking down the street in the rain and you notice that someone's left a cardboard box outside their house. They're moving house. They've left in it a collection of old steaks. I say steaks. Offcuts of their dog they've recently butchered. It's an offcut of butchered dog inside a cardboard box, and you think, well, offal is quite trendy these days. Let's just have a slice of that. So it's cardboard, dog offal, cardboard. That's what you're eating. The texture of that is awful. It's just slop. Salty, not quite pastry, slop. Look at that. Look at that. Doesn't even fall off the fork when it's held sideways. And I'm eating it. Well, I've had enough. So far, part 1 makes me think meals in a can if you can afford anything else. If you can afford a single apple, you'd be better off than eating meals out of a can. Certainly of the selection that I've had today. I don't want to eat any more of that. It's making me feel quite nauseous. If you've got anything to say about that, please let me know in the comments below. If you want to abuse me, that's fine. If you want to say, I eat lots from cans and I feel great, Dr. B, then first of all, seek medical attention, and second of all, maybe first, let me know in the comments here and let the world know that you're a fucking retard, because that's disgusting. Anyway, that's part 1. I'm going to go and vomit, and I will possibly see you again for part 2 if I've not died by next week. This is Dr. B saying subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment, and also try food from a can. I will see you next time for part 2 of Food in a Can. I would say that's got actually a less appealing smell than cat food. Oh, fucking hell. Like, what's the expiry on that? It's good until it expires after 1 apocalypse. There we go, you know. 1 nuclear holocaust later, you can eat that shit. Jesus Christ, that's awful.